Okay, students, our next topic is elastic collision in two dimension, or it is also known as oblique collision. Now, what does it mean? Firstly, we have studied that when our two bodies are moving in a straight line, and after collision, if they keep on moving in the same straight line, then in that case we said that elastic collision in one dimension. Now, two dimension means when bodies before collision, suppose they are moving in a straight line, but after collision they moves in two different directions, that they moves in a plane. In that case we can say that the collision is in two dimension, that is if both x and y components are changing. For example, let us understand this with the help of a diagram. Let this body is A having mass m1, and it is made to collide on a body B which is having mass m2. But after collision, instead of moving, this basically happen to spherical bodies basically. For example, if it does not move in a straight line but it moves at some angle, okay, at some angle to this. Suppose A moves in this direction with velocity v1 and B moves in this direction with velocity, this is b, v2. So in that case, this type of collision is said to be the collision in two dimension. Now let this angle is theta. This angle theta is known as angle of scattering, angle of scattering, and this is angle phi, which is known as angle of recoil, angle of recoil. Okay, now we know that in case of elastic collision, total momentum is conserved and total kinetic energy is also conserved. So we will apply these two rules. Assuming that u1 is greater than u2, momentum, first step is momentum is conserved. Momentum is conserved. Momentum is conserved. So in that case, initial momentum will be m1 v1 plus m2 v2 along x-axis. Since both are moving in planar, so its momentum will be in x-axis as well as in y-axis. So we'll write in along x-axis, conservation of momentum is m1 u1 plus m2 u2 is equal to m1 v1. This component will become v1 ka horizontal component will be m1 v1 cos of theta plus m2 v2 cos of phi. Okay, similarly along y-axis, since initially the bodies are moving along x-axis and there is no motion of the bodies initially along y-axis, so initial momentum along the y-axis will be 0. So 0 is equal to, but when we resolve this component will become m1 v1 sine of theta. Okay, we know that the vertical component will be sine theta and horizontal component is cos theta. So m1 v1 sine theta, and this component will become m2 v2 sine of phi. Right, give it number 1 and this is number 2. Now applying conservation of kinetic energy. So in that case, half m1 v1 u1 square plus m2 u2 square is equal to, what will be that? Half m1 v1 square plus 1 by 2 m2 v2 square. So half will be cancel out and we left with m1 u1 square plus m2 u2 square is equal to m1 v1 square plus m2 v2 square. So we get three equations, but we are having lots of variables. So by using, if we know any of the different variables, we can get the value of velocities v1 and v2. Okay, now let us discuss about the special cases of this. First special case is when two particles of same mass undergoes perfectly elastic collision in two dimension, that is m1 is equal to m2, means we have to put value m1 is equal to m2, and for simplicity we assume that u1 is equal to u, that is velocity of A is u, and B is at rest, that is u2 is equal to 0. So in this case, when we apply this all terms to the conservation of kinetic energy equation, that is equation number 3, which was m1 v1 square plus m2 v2 square is equal to m1 u1 square plus m2 u2 square, putting all these values to this equation. So m1 is equal to m2, so that is all these m1 m2 will be cancelled out. We will left v1 square plus v2 square is equal to u1, we will write u square plus 0. So we will get u square is equal to v1 square plus v2 square. Let we give it number 4. Now applying this same rule to the conservation of momentum equations that we have along the horizontal axis, it was m1 v1 cos theta. So m1 we will not write, this is v1 cos theta plus v2 cos phi. Okay, v2 was the component of velocity of B along the horizontal axis is equal to u, and along y axis it was v1 sin theta minus v2 sin phi. Okay, so that is equal to 0. Why here minus has been taken? Because we are taking the component one upward and one downward, so we have to write here minus sign. So we have to write here minus sign, this will be minus sign. Okay, so we get two equations again, we give it number 5 and given number 6. Now putting the value of u from here in this equation, so we'll having v1 square plus v2 square is equal to, this u is v1 cos theta plus v2 cos phi whole square. So this is v1 square plus v2 square is equal to a plus b whole square, v1 square cos square theta plus v2 square cos square phi plus 2v1 v2 cos theta cos phi. Okay, so taking this common, v1 square common, this is 1 for this, and minus cos square theta plus v2 square taken common 1 for this, and this term is taken that side, minus cos square phi plus 2 v1 v2 cos theta cos phi. Now what is this? Now we know that the formula is sin square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. So 1 minus cos square theta is equal to sin square theta. So v1 square, this is sin square theta plus v2 square, this is sin square phi plus 2 nahi, it is, this is equal to 2v1 v2 cos theta and cos phi. We give it number 7. Okay, so we also know from the equation of linear momentum along the vertical axis that v1 sin theta minus v2 sin phi is equal to 0. So this is v1 sin theta is equal to v2 sin phi. Okay, so just now we have this we have derived the equation up to equation number 7. This is v1 square sin square theta plus v2, I am rewriting that equation, v2 square sin square phi is equal to 2v1 v2 cos theta cos phi. So putting this v2 sin phi is equal to v1 sin theta, will get v1 square sin square theta plus this is v1 square sin square theta is equal to 2v1 v2 cos of theta cos of phi. So that become 2v1 square sin square theta is equal to 2v1 v2 cos of theta cos of phi. Okay, so from here we can get the value of cos theta cos phi, cos theta cos phi is equal to, left hand side is 2v1 square sin square theta upon 2v1 v2. So 2 to 2 cancel out, v1 to v1 cancel out, we get v1 sine square theta upon v2. This is the value of cos theta, cos phi. Now next we know that cos theta plus phi is formula, which is cos theta cos phi minus sin theta sin phi. Okay, so this value can be put from here. This is v1 sin square theta upon v2. Now minus sin theta we are already having, and sin phi we can get from here. Sin phi is equal to v1 by v2 sin of theta. Okay, v1 by v2 will go down, v1 by v2 is into sin theta. So we will write v1 v2 sin theta will become sin square theta. Already theta, we put the value of theta. So this cancel out, comes out to be 0. So cos of theta plus phi is equal to 0 means equal to cos of 90 degree. It means theta plus phi is equal to 90 degree. It shows that after collision in 2 dimension, the two bodies moves at right angle to each other. So we can also, this question can also come in the type that prove that in case of elastic collision in 2 dimension, the two bodies moves at right angle to each other after collision. So in that case we have to prove this expression.